In what is viewed as broken and how communities have been torn apart by racial division all across the country, Rochester seems to be far ahead of what other cities might wish they had. For many months, the chief of police and leaders from our black community have been working on transparency, better understanding of one another, and true relationships that ultimately bring about peace. Today, they're asking for support from the faith community. Andre Crockett, Bud Whitehorn, Chief Jim Franklin, and the publisher of the Rochester Post-Bulletin, Christy Blade, were on a panel of speakers before church and community leaders. They addressed how, through working in bridge building, brings about stronger communities at a time when so many cities are divided because of racial unrest. The discussion centered on what has taken place in the last several months of bridge building and what more needs to happen. Pastor Andre Crockett and Bud Whitehorn are a couple of guys you have seen me talk to many times over these last several months. They are with Barbershop Talks, and that is something that you can find on social media. You guys bring in a lot of guests, but today's discussion centered ahead of faith community members. Why is it so important to bring in the church leaders? You're just at the very beginning of these new talks. Why the church leaders?
Historically, the church has been on the forefront of this movement for years, especially the African American church, and now we want to get the white church involved. We believe that the church can help transform not only people's lives, but it also could be a safe haven to have these courageous conversations at. Because people within their church need to hear these conversations and need some healing themselves.
But in what way do you see churches being involved in what is happening between law enforcement, the black community, and Rochester as a whole?
They're very influential in our community, and we're going to need all hands on deck in order to make this work. And they can help by volunteering to help in some of these different events, activities that's going on that we'll be posting sometime soon for this summer. We can they can help by also having the tough conversations, talking to some of the members that has the problem with having those tough conversations and making themselves comfortable having an uncomfortable conversation.
Can you talk to me about some of those uncomfortable conversations? Can you tell me what it is that you're hearing on the local level? Because from the surface, things are looking really good and that things are moving along in a great manner. Tell me kind of beneath that surface what's going on.
What's going on is systemic racism in school systems, with the jobs, with the police. Overall, as a community, we need to address and do a self-inventory, and it starts in individual organizations, individual households, talking about, doing an inventory about how you feel about, your views of racism. And we are, just encouraging and also challenging the churches and all other organizations to go through this inventory and have these tough conversations.
Andre, can you give me an example of maybe something recently that you see as broken that needs to be fixed?
Yes, well, I see it to be broken. I know we have a lot of white allies and advocates, and what I'm asking is that if you're the only ones at the table as an ally fighting for us, I think that I want you to really think are you really helping us, or are you hindered in the process? And what I mean by that is that at least invite us to the table before you make those decisions. And so we've seen a lot of groups popping up all through the city and stuff. They want to help and stuff, but how can they help about having us to the table and tell us what's broken?
Okay, give me a minute. I want to get a little bit deeper into that because I have some questions about the statement you just made. Give me 2 minutes. We'll come back and talk about it. If you haven't heard of Barbershop Talks, I would encourage you to go on social media and put that in the search, because what will pop up most likely is going to be our Rochester Barbershop Talk guys. The reason why you call it that is because when black folks get together, this comes straight from you. It's a quote from you guys. They either gather at the barbershop or they gather at church, and therefore you guys formed Barbershop Talks. You talk about all kinds of issues, but today we're talking about the racial divide, not only in this country, but locally. Andre Crockett and Bud Whitehorn are leading this effort for the black community on the local level. Andre, before the break, you were talking about more specifically what is wrong, and you say that we've got white people coming to the table wanting to help, but there's a problem in that, and I don't understand, so I need you to explain that a little bit more.
Yeah, so I think that if it was a women's movement, they wouldn't want me as a man to lead it. And so we're saying is that we want to be able to reclaim our voice, and we want our allies, but we want to do it together. We can't have them just leading it. And so what happened is that if they just lead it and talking to other agencies and other white people, they won't get used to working with someone outside of their race. Us to the table along with them so they can get used to hearing our voices too.
So you're saying in the past, agencies like the NAACP, which is made up of black people, is not enough, and therefore it's been a bunch of white people sitting around trying to make changes and not involving y'all.
NAACP always have a voice and still will always have a voice. But what I'm saying is that I think we have a community now who want to do all the right things, but I think they're going ahead of themselves are not inviting us to the table. NAACP, Rochester for Justice, all of us. So we have it's all of us going to make up together that make up the black community. Not just Barbershop Talk, not just Barbershop Social Services. It takes all of us. And all we are saying is that at least invite us to the table if you're going to try to solve some of our solutions and problems.
But are you feeling that things are moving in the right direction? Is it going too slow? Is it too much talk, not enough action? Where do you think things stand at the moment?
We do have positive movement. We're working tirelessly with the Rochester Police Department. And Chief Franklin has been outstanding, and lending his ear and also his ability to help. So to answer the question, yeah, it's moving.
It's moving.
It can never move fast enough.
Sometimes hindsight is 20/20, and when things move too quickly, you realize that maybe it went too fast and there were things that could have been done differently. To avoid that, is it better that things are maybe progressing at a slower pace, or would you like to see it move faster?
Well, we got a lot of layers to peel, and it's going to take a lot of time. So I don't think we did it with time. I think we measuring progress, and we are making some small progresses, but we got a long way to go.
I know that there are talks on restorative justice. Can you explain more on what that is, Andre, and what those talks entail?
So basically, it's to give the police officers a different perspective of the upbringing of some of the individuals with which they encounter with on a daily basis. So they could be able to listen, learn, and act. And so also we'll get the black community to listen to the police officer from their perspective. And so we're having some of those sessions at the police department, but we hope to bring some here too in black space so they can come to a place different than which they're comfortable with.
I heard one of you talk about in the media, and when you see things on the media, it is in a negative light, racially speaking. I hope you don't see that from my end.
No, pretty much no. We don't see that, no, from you. But we'd like to see just media in general to be more diverse.
I gotcha.
When we hear from our community and stuff like that, they would like to see more. How do we get involved to ensure that we have more African American anchors or Hispanic anchors, that something that our kids will look forward to want to be, and that's Betsy Singer or on the air.
I can give you a good example. I'm from Chicago. I got probably tons of dozens and dozens, hundreds of family members in Chicago. Nothing is happening to them every day. If nothing's going on with them, they still living haven't been involved with any violence. But then you get the media, they get involved, and all they talk about is the murders, the murder rate, more deaths than Iraq, call it Little Chirac, and all these different things. But they don't talk about the programs, the community improvement programs that's going on. We would like to see our people covered a little better. And I don't have a problem with you, Bessie, because I think you get it right every time. One of the few.
You are a very kind man. This is by no means Chicago, but my friend, I will shine any kind of positive light on anything that is happening that is good in our community, and you two are a big part of that. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back.